Okay, so before we get started, could I just see a show of hands of who on the call today has used the Concourse system, or for those of you that don't have your camera on, you can unmute or add in the comments. Has anyone already used Concourse? Okay, Jennifer has, okay. And Laura has, okay. So most of you will be brand new. So I will, maybe bore Jen and Laura for just a minute. But what you should be looking at on the screen is the new syllabus system. So those of you that have been around for a while know we have a master syllabus that has all of the components of the course, and that has to be approved through curriculum. It is not changeable by individual faculty without going through their division and up through the curriculum committee at the institution. But then we also have what we call a syllabus supplement that we ask each instructor to create with specific information for their section of that class. The Concourse system mirrors those two or joins those two items together in one living document. So we will just take a quick scroll. This is a syllabus as it has just been created in my summer section. I haven't done any editing on it yet. So what you are seeing is information that comes pre-filled for you. So we'll just take a look. The course meeting times comes in for you. Faculty contact information and office hours will be information that you will edit and put in, so it is blank. The course description comes from the master syllabus, along with the Kansas Regent shared number, if there is one, and the prereqs, co-reqs minimum requirements. So that information is pre-filled for you. Textbook information is pre-filled. The outcomes for your course come from the master syllabus, so they are pre-filled for you, as are the gen ed outcomes and your target assessment goal for each outcome. Minimum content comes in for you. I will take just a minute and stop and say the way that this page is created, it knows what course it's residing in. So currently we're in my Computer Concepts and Applications course, but I could copy this particular page out of my class into Mark's General Psych or Ruth's English Comp 1, and the page will know that it's now in a Gen Psych class or in an English Comp class, and it will go out and get the appropriate information for that particular class. So once you have the Concourse page in one of your sections, you can put it in any one of your classes or sections, and it will gather the appropriate information that it needs to display here. As we continue down, we're going to reach some things that are editable by faculty, like coursework and method of evaluation. The grade scale comes from the master syllabus, but the next several items here are for you as faculty to change: the instructional methods, student requirements, your schedule or calendar, and then your course policies. Under course policies, we've suggested these 4 topics. You can delete those, change those, add your own, whatever you need to do for your particular class. And then the rest of the information comes already pre-filled. If there is a course-specific note on your syllabus, master syllabus, then it will be here. So a couple examples of what might be there, and you all probably can come up with more, but I know that in order for a student to take the AMP classes, or I think human sexuality is another one, there's a minimum age that students have to be. Also for CMA, that information would be pulled from your master syllabus and display on course-specific notes. And then all of the institutional policies are already pre-filled for you. So at this point, I'm going to take a quick break and see if there are any questions about what I've just talked about. All right. A couple other things that we like about the concourse system. First of all, I believe it looks very nice on the page. I'm very excited that this page is already, it has already accessible content so that anyone who's using a screen reader or other adaptive technologies, the page will display appropriately for them. And we as instructors don't have to think about doing that. It's just already there for us. I also like all of the information in the header. Also, I like the fact that students can save this or print this. And you as instructors can update it throughout the class as well. So you still have that option. So we'll get right into how you go about editing. You might notice at the very top of my screen, there is a menu bar here. We're going to look under the gray box, which is syllabus. We are first going to look at edit, but you can see the print and the download options that reside here as well. We're going to go into edit, and you can see we have the pencil icon and then a red X. The pencil icon is edit. The red X would be to delete. So on any of these headings that you have edit capabilities on, you will see those. I happen to be a system admin in Concourse, so I have the ability to edit the course description, but you as faculty should not see those in that instance. We're going to scroll way down here towards the bottom, and I will edit student requirements. When we come into edit, you should be able to see the box at the top is what will show on your syllabus. And then if you have any comments, you can put them here, but these would be things just for you. You may see in some of these that we have provided some suggestions to you, but the comments do not show when you're viewing or printing or saving off the syllabus. So I'm just going to say, do not submit late work. That's a student requirement in my class. Obviously, you know what is applicable to be in this section for your class. I also want to just quickly show that you do have some editing capabilities. You can change the font color. You can change lots of things here. That's bad, so I will change that back after I select it all again. You don't want to go too crazy on this, but you can align left, right, and center. You can do bulleted lists. You can do numbered lists. You can indent or decrease the indent, and you can also link. I will show you some examples of a table, and then I'll come back in and show you how to insert a table. So this is very easy to use. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom, and I'm going to click Save. And then if I scroll into my syllabus, you can see the statement that we just added under student requirements. You all look extremely bored. Am I going too slow? Are we doing okay? Okay. I'm going to take a quick second and show a table. So these are works from your colleagues. This professor has inserted a table that shows it's all about the credit hour, but he's got this very nicely displayed for a student based on the length of time of the class and the number of credit hours that exist for that particular class. Here is another example of a way you can align your information so you can do the tabbing inside your editor as well. So now we're going to go back into my summer one. I'm going to go right back into that student requirements that we edited before, and I will show you about the table. It's actually quite simple. If you take a minute to determine how many rows and columns you might want, you can just select that, and then it will insert the table. You also have the ability to delete the table, insert a row above or below, delete a row, insert a column, right or left, and then delete columns. So that's what these icons are. And you can see as I'm hovering over those, you do get a screen tip that tells you what you're trying to do there. So let's say requirement number 1, requirement number 2. You get the idea on how you can just type directly in the table if you should want that table in your syllabus. If we take a look at the table properties, you can set the width and the height, and you can set some alignment. So I will write a line and we'll take a look. Well, you probably can't tell because it's smaller. Let me delete some columns. Now you can tell that it's right aligned within that text box. I could go back and center that. If I click on this and go back into the table properties, I can click center and it will auto center within my text box. Do we have questions yet? Anyone? Okay. I am going to save that. And as we scroll in, you can see right away that I now have the table. Also, I didn't set this shading, so that's automatically done for you to help your students differentiate the rows of your table. All right, another thing that I want to show you is the ability to import. But first I'm gonna go over to just view, and we will scroll down. So this is what your students would see. That is how that table would look for them. Once you have used Concourse, you can import information from a previous syllabus in Concourse. So the first time that you are creating this, you can do just what I've done, go into edit and start typing. You could also pull up a Word version of your last syllabus supplement and copy the text off of a section and paste it in to Concourse. That works. That's how I created the first one that I used. After that, you can import. So I want to demonstrate the import tool. This is the search within Concourse. Notice that it's set to My Courses. I'm just going to say CSIS and I'm going to search. So here's a look at the sections that I have taught since we've had Concourse. So we piloted this last summer, we had fall, and then we had spring. I'm looking for spring 2020. So I'm going to click the import button on that syllabus. And it's now saying I can import from my spring 2020 syllabus into my section 91 for summer 2020. I don't really want to take all of this right now, but I do want to take my contact information, and I also want to take my course calendar, which I think is under one of the bigger headings. So I'm not going to show that because I'm not sure which heading it's under. So I'm just going to show the contact information. And I get a little message that says you're going to overwrite anything that's existing. Do you want to continue? The answer is yes. Oh, well, this wasn't my class, evidently. This was Jonah's class. So you would not have that problem because you wouldn't see Jonah's class. But you can see how quickly that information came in. Maybe that's why I didn't see my course calendar. I will go back and try that again. Because remember, I can overwrite that. So if I import and I say CSIS, there is another one up here. By the way, I can right click on this and open it in a new tab. This is the one that I'm looking for. And I'm looking for this course calendar, course schedule right there. So when I click on import, I can now get my contact information. And I can come back here, course schedule. I just don't see that. Do you guys see that? Am I just, oh, schedule. It's just called schedule. Sorry. So I'm going to import, again, I get the error message. I might overwrite something. In this case, I want to, because I don't want my students to be confused. So now they see my contact information, and I can scroll down and we can see that table. Obviously, this is spring dates, and I would need to go in and edit these dates. So I can show that, go up here to syllabus and edit, and then scroll down. I'm going to click the yellow pencil to edit. Getting started is going to start on Monday. I believe the date is June 1. So I can type directly into that table and change that. So again, I feel like the hardest part of this is just the very first syllabus that you create. Because after that, you can recycle that information and make the changes. I do see there's a comment. Okay, so yes, Kyle is asking about how you get this page into your class. The process for that depends on whether you've used Concourse or not. If you have used Concourse or not, I suggest that you do your course copy of the class that you're getting ready to teach, if you do course copies, and then you do a partial course copy. In the course copy process, you can select, instead of copying everything, you can copy just selected course content. And when you do that, you can say, just give me the syllabus page, and then it will overwrite your old syllabus page in your class. If you have not used Concourse before and you are prepping for summer, then you want to do your course copy and then send an email to online@neosho.edu, and Maggie or I will help you get that new page in your class. So at this point, moving forward, we are no longer using the old syllabus page, which had the syllabus master, the syllabus supplement in viewable form, and then the downloadable versions. That is the old way. The new way is this single page. So our goal for summer will be to remove the old page and put this new page in all the summer classes. That'll be a much larger task for fall, obviously, as summer is such a smaller semester. Ruth has asked about copying a table from a Word document. I believe the answer to that is yes. That may be the way I did it initially. I'm going to see if I can, let's just demo that so that I don't misspeak. Let's get a quick table here. Cell 1, cell 2, this is so original. Cell 4 and cell 3. So I'm going to copy this, and then I will come over, I will edit that student requirements again, and I will paste it. And then when I save it, it automatically applies some of those features or those formattings that will help, again, with accessibility, and we can know this is accessible content. So you notice when I did that in Word, I didn't highlight that top cell or that top row, but it is now done. So yes, Ruth, I think when you have your old syllabus supplements, you can just literally copy and paste. And if you have text and a table in the same section, you can try that all together. If it doesn't work appropriately, just do the text and then do the table separately in that same section, like two copies and pastes. But I believe it will come over appropriately for you. To remove the old page, you can let us know if you want to do that yourself. If you want us to do that, we will do that as part of the course copy process. So right now, and you can see I copied last summer's class. My course copy was from last summer, so I had the old syllabus page. You remember what that looks like. And then I have the new syllabus page, which when we were piloting, we labeled as Syllabus Concourse. But now that we are moving forward with the Concourse product, we'll just rename that as Syllabus. And so it will overwrite the old syllabus page.
Marie,
I don't know if that
have
was
not done that.
confusing.
I have not been doing that up to this point. So if any of you need help with removing that, I am more than happy to do that.
And I can demonstrate that very quickly. If you go to your course manager and then go to pages, you can see my old syllabus page. I don't need that anymore, so I can delete that. And it's giving me a message, are you sure you want to delete it? You cannot undo that. And I'm going to say yes. And then I can click the pencil icon and I can rename this page to syllabus. So it is very simple and easy to do if you want to do it yourself. But again, you can email online and we can help you with any of that. Then you do have to scroll to the bottom and click save on that. And when I come back into the class, you'll see there's only the new syllabus page that's here. Mine takes a little while to load. Yours should go much faster than that. Another thing that I want to cover today, if you should happen to see a typo or old information, something that's not updated on your Concourse syllabus, you would need to email online and we can change that for you. We'll have to verify what's in the master syllabus, and then we can make those changes. So it has been quite a process getting to this point. And until yesterday, no one at Neosho had been really creating any of this. We've been relying on people at Concourse, but we've now been through some additional training so we can go in and fix things like that. It's also a good time to let you know that your summer syllabus, except for Deb, your summer syllabus should be in your summer class at this point and ready for you if you have the page. And if you don't have the page, once you get the page, it will be there. Deb, you just need to wait for us to do a little bit more work because we've not used this system with your class, your summer class before. So we have to create a course for it first. Let's see, there's some other things. I showed a couple examples here. That's my old class. This is one of your colleagues' classes. I'll just scroll through. So you can see some bold, you can see some examples of other information that's in here. You really can make this as big, like you can see these unit exams, these forums, these are large fonts there with the heading style. If you know a little HTML tagging, you can use that within your editing. I forgot to show that when I was in here. But if we go into edit and go back to our student requirements, here's your source code. So if you have source code, you can just paste it in there. If you don't and you know a little bit of HTML, you can type right in here and do your HTML coding. So that's a possibility for you. Here is another instructor's syllabus. So there's a table at the top where they have added their faculty information, including office hours. So you can do that if you so desire. I also want to show, here is a tutorial from Concourse. It's Concourse for editors. You will be an editor of your own syllabus. So there's more information here, how to navigate within, a little bit of an overview. Most of this is things that we have already covered today. There's some advanced editing options here. So if you're ready to put a video or an image in, or you want to attach a file, you can learn some of that using these tutorials. I didn't want to get too in-depth today, but there's also one here on importing. So if you want a refresher on that, all of these are here, and they are you don't have to go in succession. So I could click on embedding and I can start right in on how to embed a video or embed a picture. We do not yet have this posted, but we will have this posted on my teaching on the resources for you. I don't have a whole lot more prepared. I just want to answer some questions. Okay. Laura, yes, the answer to that is yes, and thank you for that reminder. Sarah, you might want to elaborate on what you mean. Are you saying that you are looking at the syllabus that has like the information from the master's syllabus already there, but none of the information that you have created? Is that what you're saying? Not sure if, okay. It is not showing the page like yours. So you are not seeing the Concourse syllabus page in your class? Is that accurate? Or you are showing the Concourse page, but there are headings that are blank. Well, we can go and look at your class. Let's go. It's a summer class, correct? Can you help me with which one we want to look at, or is it any of them? $145. Okay. So when we go to your 145 and we look at your syllabus page, again, it takes a little bit for me to load mine anytime I'm looking. Okay, so you have the page. It is ready for you to edit. So the information that you see either comes from our institutional template or from your course template. So if you had looked yesterday, it would have shown a different message that would say it's not fully set up yet, and that may be what you are referring to. We have to do some maintenance in order to open the syllabi for the specific term, and Maggie and I were able to do most of that last night. There were a handful yet this morning that we had to do, and there's still 2 left on that list. So I think all of your sections, Sarah, should be ready. I think everyone on this call should have sections that are ready, with the exception of Deb. And Jen, no, it's not AMP. What is it, Maggie? Is it ALHE 180? It might not be Jen's. It might be a Tracy class. One is Bridge. The other one is...
Yeah, it's ALHE 180.
ALHE 180. So Jen, if that's your class, that one isn't ready yet either. But everyone else's classes should be ready for summer. That's Tracy's class. Okay. All right. So I don't see any other questions in the chat. What other questions do you all have? Would you like to see anything else? I can demonstrate something again, or we can talk about something new. I always forget these are over here on the right and I just scroll, but I can click on student requirements and it'll take me right down to that section. So you may like these little links on the side in that gray pane. Laura? So polite to raise your hand.
Sorry. I just had a question I want to clarify. So moving forward, once we have this established in our courses, when we copy the course over, we can copy the course, but then we have to go back and do a partial copy for the syllabus.
No, good thing to clarify. So if you are setting up your summer and you are copying, let's say, your spring class, and you use the Concourse syllabus system in spring, you can do your full course copy from spring to summer, and your syllabus page will be there. The new Concourse page will come across in that course copy. You would only need to do the partial if the course you were copying did not have the Concourse page.
Okay.
Then it would be a two-stepper.
Okay.
But once you've done that course copy, once you have this Concourse syllabus page in your course, you do still have maintenance to do on it because it will come in empty. So you remember when we first looked, I didn't have my faculty contact information.
Right.
And I still have lots of empty sections down here that are editable by me: the coursework, the evaluation, the student requirements, which I need to fix, the instructional methods. I have my course schedule because I copied it in, but I still have to maintain my dates.
Okay.
So when you do your course copy, you will get all of the institutional policies, and you will get all of the components that are on the master syllabus for that course.
Mm-hmm.
But there are still sections in here that are editable by the faculty that do not come across in a course copy.
Okay.
And that's where you go in and either edit or import from a previous section.
Okay.
Marie?
Yes.
Even if you're copying from like the same class into that class, like world religions and world religions, it's still not going to copy anything but the master syllabus information?
Correct. So it will always come in blank with the headings that are editable at the faculty level, at the section level. So you can go in and do your import. And Ruth, you can do your import and you can take all of those at once. So I believe this one is mine. So I can come in here and you will not have this whole list. You'll have, let's see, instructional methods, student requirements, the schedule, and my course policies. So I can import all of those at once. I didn't mean meeting times, I meant faculty contact information. I think I had one clicked wrong. But you can see when I scroll down, I now have everything that was on my old syllabus from my previous classes here, including the fact that it overwrote that date, because remember we had changed that to June 1st. So it can be as easy as one additional step to check all of those to do the import. Depending on what information you have. I like giving my students a course schedule, so I would take the time to update these dates every time. Some people don't have the course schedule on the list. Obviously, if I wanted to make any changes in my verbiage, I would import and then I would make those changes. So it is a little bit of maintenance, but you do not have to start from scratch every single time. What other questions do we have? Anyone?
So, Marie, on the stuff that we had specifically put into the syllabuses for nursing that we had locked, would those go ahead and transport over, or do we have to add those every time?
Let's take a look at one of those. Can I use 113.31?
Yeah, you should be able to, yeah.
Okay. So nurse 113.31, we'll wait for this to load for just a second. Laura, you'll be surprised, but I think this was back in January,
Uh-huh.
and some other stuff has happened this
Yeah.
semester.
That's why I wasn't sure if it would.
So we have the course coordinator information was part of that, wasn't it? What else was part of that?
It was the grading. That method of evaluation was all different because we added part of that policy in there, and the practicum grade, and then the interpretation of grade is in there too.
Right. So what your nursing instructors will want to do is they'll want to make sure that they import, because you do not want to recreate all of that. They'll
Okay.
need to import this method of evaluation. What is being offered this summer besides Bridge?
Bridge and pharmacology
Okay.
and patho. Patho I've already done.
Okay. So we're going to look at the farm class. Who's coordinating this?
Deb is.
Okay.
Callahan.
So Deb is here, so she probably hasn't done this yet, I'm guessing.
No, and she was wanting me to help her with it.
Okay. So one thing we could do is we'll just scroll down here.
Cindy's doing pharmacology.
Who's doing
Oh,
farm?
Cindy's doing pharmacology, but Deb's doing Bridge. I'm sorry.
Right. Bridge isn't ready yet.
Yeah.
So you'll notice the coursework is empty and the method of evaluation is empty. So did you say Cindy is doing
Yeah.
this? She just needs to import from her previous class, and then all of this will come in. She just needs to do the import.
Okay, so I can help her with that. That's no
I think
problem.
so.
Okay, thanks.
Uh-huh. Anyone else have questions? So hopefully you feel a little bit more comfortable with this product. Let's see if I can find, I have a few tabs open. It's typical for me. I believe this is my summer class. The one thing, hopefully once you get into this, you'll know a little bit more about how to go in and create some content or pull some content, copy and paste content. All of that is applicable. The thing that I always have to remember is how to get into that edit area. And so that again is up here with the syllabus. That's a little drop down menu, and that's where you would select either edit or import. So it automatically, every time this page is loaded, it comes up in view mode. So you can change that to edit mode or to import mode. Again, that's the syllabus drop down in the top left corner. Anything else come to mind that you want to ask about? If you get into working with this and you run into an obstacle, just email online. Maggie is primary on responding to that, but she'll get me if she needs some help too. She's also new to Concourse and learning, as many of you are. So that is really all I have prepared for today. I'll hang out here if anybody has questions, or if you have a different question that's not over Concourse, you're certainly welcome to stay and ask about that.